Hello, everybody. This is Gerald Salenti, and it's Thursday, May 11th, 2023. And here are some of today's trends in the news. Well, who does trends in the news? Let's go to CNN. This is, as I just went on the air now, this is on their front page. Isn't this one over there? Look at her up there. The story behind Beyonce's surreal, eye-catching bodysuit. Ah, eye-catching? I'd rather go blind than see that, man. What eye-catching? This is the crap that they're putting out. You ready? This is another one. This is the big news out of New York Times. Posts higher revenue, faces ad challenge. That said, they gained 190,000 digital subscribers in the fourth quarter, and they have nearly, when you put the other ones in, total subscriber base of 9.7 million subscribers. So here's the toilet paper record today. Not one article in this whole section and the whole business section that was trendworthy. Just a lot of nothing more than.
Oh, come on now. That ain't even bullshit. That's horse shit. Warning, bullshit alert.
All right. That's it. The pill takes a step towards simpler access. Santos is indicted as inquiry claims 3 finance schemes. Who gives a fuck? From singing in bunkers to Eurovision dazzle, Ukraine's duo is inspired by resilience in war. Great, that's going to help me. So, what's going on in the markets? Well, remember, the trend is your friend, and we're your great friends. No one else is giving you trends analysis and trend forecasts of the essential socioeconomic and geopolitical current events forming future trends than the Trends Journal. So on the market front, well, the Dow was down today over 200 points, 221 points, and the S&P declined a bit, and the NASDAQ was up a bit. So investors worry over regional banks. Yeah, they once again flared up. Yeah, that PacWest lost 22%. No, wait a minute. Jamie Dimon says it's over. There's nothing to worry about. Everything is cool. And they had the producer price indexes came out. The number increased just 0.2%. And that's pretty, that's not much. And so it's coming down. There's no question about it. Inflation is easing to some extent. So now, will the Federal Reserve pause their interest rates when they meet in mid-June? That's the guess on the street, and we're going to tell you where it's going. But Eurozone inflation rising. Yep, surged to 7% in April. 7%. Consumer prices rose 6.9% in March. So you see where it's going and how it's hurting the people. We're mentioning this because they also raised interest rates over there in the EU. It's still low compared to inflation, but they're way higher than the negative that they used to have. So the higher interest rates go, the deeper the economy falls. UK food prices skyrocketed. British households have been hit with a record jump in food prices. 17.8% increase in April. But don't worry about it because the UK is doing all they can to help win the Ukraine war. So all you people of slave landing in the UK, don't you worry about it. We got wars to fight, money to steal, So take it easy. And what no one anywhere is talking about, other than us, is all of this inflation and all of these problems have been caused by the low-life pieces of scum shit political pricks, and I can't say the other word, that locked down the world. Oh, and then you had those supply chain disruptions. That's why you got this inflation and the economy's going down as they raise interest rates to stop the phony COVID war that they started. And to win it, they had to pump in countless trillions of dollars and negative and zero interest rate policy. But don't worry, people. Do as you're told. Don't think for yourself. Be a little parrot and follow what they tell you to do, like all the shitheads up here in Kingston, New York, and everywhere else, all around towns. No vaccine card. You can't come in. You can't buy a cup of coffee. You can't go do it in a restaurant. You can't go listen to music. No vaccine passport. You can't get in. You can't get in. Yes, sir. Yes, master. I do whatever you tell me to do. Yep. Cowards. Cowards. A country of cowards. How do you spell that? C-U? Oh, no, not like that. Oh, by the way, May 27th, we're not cowards. We're fighting for peace and freedom. And we're going to have the Peace and Freedom Rally up here on the four corners of Kingston. That's right. May 27th. John and Crown Street starting at 1 p.m. And now hear this. While RFK Jr. won't be able to make it live and in person, well, Dennis Kucinich, that's right, the great Dennis Kucinich, a real man that fought for peace, liberty, and the American way, former congressman. Yep. He'll be here speaking on behalf of RFK Jr. He's very involved in the campaign, and a lot more is coming. A lot more. So be here, and donate to Occupy Peace. Do something. If you don't do anything, we lose. Again, you're going to donate you loot all the money that people give to these stupid fucking campaigns. It's up to you to do something. We're doing everything we can. I'm a one-man show. You got it? And I don't got big money behind me. So we need your help, and we need you to be here. May 27th, 1 p.m., John and Crown Street. And you go to Occupy Peace, occupypeace.com for more information. Okay, this is the story in today's Wall Street Journal. High inflation is bad. Accepting it is worse. So, again, I want to show you where inflation's going and what the Fed is going to do. So that's high inflation is bad, right? Then we have another article. U.S. prices stay high in April as inflation persists. That's AP. Then you have today's Wall Street Journal on the front page, this article. Inflation eases, keeps Fed pause in play. What, the pause? The pause of Jerome Powell or Yellen, those pause? No. Pause. Oh, I spelt it wrong. So, where is it going? I just read you 3 different hits. Nobody knows. But the bet on the street now is a pause on raising them. Weak Chinese demand pushes iron ore to 5-month lows. We're mentioning this because we did a lot of articles in this week's Trends Journal about what's going on in China with the economy. And you're not going to want to miss it. Commercial property is next shoe to drop for U.S. lenders. Oh, this is a big story in the Financial Times. It's only about 3 years too late, because this is part of the office building bust that we've been warning you about. And when you're looking at the commercial real estate sector, you're looking at a $5 trillion, $5.6 trillion in money that they owe. And now interest rates are going up, and they have a lot of these floating loans. So this thing's going down big. It's going down hard. I just tell you what happened with Pac West. And there's going to be a lot more. Oh, then there's the debt ceiling crisis. That will be terrible if they don't come up with a deal. And it's a lot of also
bullshit. Absolute bullshit. That is bullshit.
Yep, because it's the Republicans, and you know I can't stand the Republicans or the Democrats. They're all shit to me. They're the ones that when they get in power, when the Democrats are in the president, they always make a big deal about raising the debt level. But when Trump was in, it was okay. But now with Biden in, you got a majority, a small majority in the House that are Republicans. We got to do something with this debt level, which is disgusting, by the way. We shouldn't have this. $31.4 trillion. $31.4 trillion. How are we going to pay it? We're not. Which goes back to why gold is golden to me. And we have no advertisers. I don't give financial advice. But I'm showing you what's going on with this debt crisis. And if that happens, you're going to see the markets crash. You're going to see the economy go down, jobs lost in the 8 to 10 million range, and the markets crash, economy crashes. But so this is a power play. That's all it is. It's just a power play. So again, though, interest rates are high and the commercial sector is going to be dying. The foot traffic in New York City right now is 25% lower than what it was. Retailers leave cities for suburbs. Yeah. Again, the office building bust is real. And this is a lot of also,
Bullshit.
leaving for the suburbs. Some of you are getting more business. How much more? Yep. But it shows you what's going on. Here it goes. Pedestrian foot traffic. I was wrong. I said in New York was down 25% in New York City. Pedestrian foot traffic in U.S. urban downtown areas was down about 25% in April. That's according to MRI, Springboard. As I said, this recession's hitting everybody. And it's hitting it's going to hit, I'm telling you, it's going to hit the restaurant business, it's going to hit the tourism business, the hotel business. Yeah, prices are going to go down as the economy goes down. But these prices are still going to remain high compared to where they were before the COVID war. Wealthy Americans are getting hit hardest by economy. Data from the Bank of America Institute yesterday revealed households making more than $125,000 have seen wage growth slow down faster than lower income households. And the Bank of America says that because the highest earning 40% of households by income account for more than 60% of consumer spending. 40% contribute to 60%. And they're losing their jobs. You go to your Trends Journal. This is week 39 or 38 of our job losses that we put in, and you see all the big companies that are firing people. This is serious because the United States GDP, nearly 70% of it comes from consumer spending because they shipped out all our jobs, so we don't, our manufacturing. So that's where we're getting our money from. So this is serious, very, very serious. And again, the bigs keep getting bigger. Lithium Group plans $10.6 billion merger. Tempur Sealy to buy mattress firm Chain. How much? For only $4 billion. Hey, $4 billion, could you give $1 million to Occupy Peace? Fuck off. Fuck you. Fuck you. Peace? You piece of crap. We like war. We're wars. Again, do what you can. We're doing everything we can. Again, we are on the verge of nuclear war. We've been writing about it. World War III has begun. Again, look at the cover of this week's Trends Journal. Drone strike on Kremlin. Okay. Drone strike on White House. America goes to war. Could you imagine if there was a drone strike on the White House? You had the shitheads believe little George E. Bush, the little dick of nothing, the little boy of nothing. We're going to get that guy Osama bin Laden dead or alive. Because they 9/11. And 88% of the people swallowed Bush shit. U.S., you ready for this? UK vow to keep supporting Ukraine regardless of counteroffensive is the headline in antiwar.com. Secretary of State Antony Blinken and his British counterpart James Cleverly is an oxymoron, vowed on Tuesday that the U.S. and Britain will continue supporting Ukraine in its war against Russia, regardless of the result of Kyiv's expected counteroffensive. Oh, you mean the spring counteroffensive as we're going into summer? That one? Are you ready for these quotes? Listen carefully. We need to continue to support them, irrespective of whether this forthcoming offensive generates huge gains on the battlefield, because until this conflict is resolved and resolved properly, it's not over, Cleverly said in a joint conference with Blinken in Washington. Until it's resolved properly? Hey, fuckface, you know what properly is? What's properly? As people are getting killed and the country is being destroyed, what's properly? Why, I'm Cleverly, and that's properly. You, Celente, are a warrior for the Prince of Peace, and I am just a piece of shit. But I'm Cleverly, and I'm properly. And then Blinken, the little other daddy's boy, the arrogant little fucking warmonger that never fought a day in his life, our Secretary of State, commented, quote, you ready for this? I can only violently agree with my friend and strongly endorse what he's just said. We have exactly the same perspective. I could violently agree. Need to say any more? Need to say any more? I've never heard anyone say, I violently agree. Well, of course, you violently agree to more war because you're a little fucking war whore. And we're fighting for peace. You see where this is going? So support us. Remember the date. Four Corners of Freedom, May 27th. John and Crown Street, Kingston, New York, 1 p.m. Putin slams West support. This is Tuesday, over Kyiv. Yep. The Kremlin has sought to recast the war in Ukraine as a contest between Russia and the West. This is how the prostitutes write it. With increasingly powerful weapons and ammunition, as well as billions of dollars in financial support, as it fights to expel Moscow for the remaining occupied territories. So there you got it. The Kremlin has sought to recast the war. Yeah, not recast the war. That's the way the war is. It's not a proxy war. We're at war. We're giving them the weapons, the intelligence, and as those numbers came, those Pentagon Papers 2.0 came out, they're on the ground there in Ukraine too. And it's one after another. Sweden holds largest military exercise in 30 years. Yep. 26,000 troops. And Britain's sending long-range missiles as the people there are going broke. And this is from the World Socialist website. Show strength again and lead. The German armed forces advertises for World War III. Early last week, Bundeswehr, I guess that's the way you say it, German armed forces, launched, quote, a cross-media image campaign. The campaign, martial motifs and videos, calls for, quote, borderless defense of Germany's freedom and participation in a show of force to build a strong Bundeswehr, or German armed forces. Emblazoned above the picture of a tank commander is the slogan, what counts when we have to show strength again? What counts when we have to show strength again? And there's a tank. So this is serious. Yep. A lot going on, and we're doing everything we can to win the war of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. They're stealing it from us everywhere. I guess so much more to do. Again, your Trends Journal. Here, the toilet paper record got 190,000 new subscribers. Can you imagine if we had 190,000 subscribers, what we'd be doing? And this thing cost what? $4. $4 for something that I got nothing from. And how much does a Trends Journal cost? $2.86 a week. A week. And you're getting what you're not getting anywhere else. Nowhere. And you see the comments on the YouTube page of the people that subscribe to it. They can't believe how great it is. So we need your support, because the more Trends Journals subscribers we have, the more we could get the message out and the more we can do. So subscribe to the Trends Journal, trendsjournal.com, and don't forget to subscribe. Tell people to subscribe to our YouTube channel. The more people we get, the more we do. We're fighters for freedom. I'm a warrior for the Prince of Peace. Remember, Dennis Kucinich is going to be here on May 27th, along with Gary Null, Frank Morano, John Whitehead, and others. So remember, May 27th, Four Corners of Freedom, John and Crown Street, 1 p.m., and donate to OccupyPeace.com. I just read you how they're leading us to war. We have many maniacal people in charge. I violently agree. Could you imagine using language like that? Bullshit Blinken. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget, check out the video I did yesterday with the judge, Salenti and the judge. And see you soon.
At the Trends Journal, the best investment you could make, because it's the best investment into your mind, and it can change how you look at the world.
Over the last 30 years, Joe Salenti has been more accurate about predicting what would be happening than anyone else I'm aware of.
The Trends Journal is one of the greatest sources of information, and it really is. You're predicting these things well ahead of time. I would encourage everyone to go grab the latest copy.
Been a Trends Journal subscriber for 20 years. I just have to commend you. What you guys have put together in your latest Trends Journal, there's nothing like this out there.
Sir, everything that you predicted about the economy, you were absolutely right. So I have followed you all this time. So please take a look at the Trends Journal.
You correctly forecast that the Fed would hike rates quite aggressively, correctly said that initially gold and silver would drop as the Fed starts to raise rate to 1.5% and above. When we spoke last, Bitcoin was around 49,000. You said you expect to drop, and if it drops below 30, 35, then it could really drop.
Trends Journal, which I would encourage people to go and check out. It's actually a 200-page document, pure data-driven analysis.
Gerald Celente, the top trends forecaster in the world. Gerald, you had an interesting call back in September of last year. You said gold had bottomed, which is exactly what happened. And here we are, and we're above $1,900.
Subscribe to the Trends Journal. Read history before it happened at trendsjournal.com.